Book on the crossover, gets inside and hammers it down. Suns, Booker for the win. Yeah! Booker, this is for the win.
Welcome, Phoenix Suns fans, to the Valley Podcast. It was an awful day and game yesterday, and we come back tonight, still in New York, and we take down the mighty Knickerbockers, 110-118. All the talk going in today was what Julius Randle has done for the past 9 games. The Knicks are on a 9-game streak, the longest in, what they say, 8 years. Everything is all about that, and the Suns came out flat. And me and Gabe were texting back and forth, and we're just like, this is almost unbearable. I'm talking about this team like they're a championship level team, and so when I see them come out like that, red flag, white flags, everything is going off in me. Like, this is awful. But they came out. Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson hit clutch threes. And then Chris Paul did point God things to bring it home. And I didn't even mention Booker with his, measly 33 points and no love. But what a game, bro. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Welcome, everybody, to the Valley Podcast. We're so excited to have you guys, man. Hey, special shout out to Facebook. Something weird happened with that Nets game. We hit over like 1.2 thousand views in under 24 hours. So, hey, man, I guess Facebook's our new home, and YouTube can go piss on. Just kidding. But no, we're excited, man. Welcome, everybody from Facebook. We're excited to have you guys, man. We've been doing this every game this season, win or loss. And the last couple were losses, and it felt different. Tonight felt like we were just gonna be on a losing streak, didn't it, Coach?
I called this a loss.
Me too.
And the way that they came out, I think we were justified.
Last night I didn't call it a loss. Yesterday I was saying we're gonna win, but I did text Salty mid-game and say, it's a L. This looks like an L. This feels like an L. And it wasn't the fact that they went up by 15 points in the beginning. I was glad that happened early because that gave us plenty of time to get back in it. It just seemed like we just couldn't figure. Mikal Bridges finally going off and going full Bridges mode shows how important he is to this team, Coach. We have been missing him so much the last 4 or 5 games. You got to see what tier we are of a team when he shows up to play.
Him and Cam Johnson, bro.
And Cam at the end. After Cam went 0 for 7 from 3, what did he hit? Like 2-3 in a row?
3.
And they were huge. Mikal, he just – there was a chance where Mikal got the ball on the three-point line. He could have pushed it over to Booker or Chris Paul. Didn't even look his way like, no, I want this 3. It went in. We might have Mikal Bridges back, everybody. Congratulations.
We have offensive Mikal Bridges. I don't know about defensive. I thought they looked better tonight. And, hey, Cam Johnson's defense on Julius Randle, superb tonight.
Absolutely.
Superb. Everybody was talking about he's averaging like 76 points over the last game. And he goes out and goes for 18. I mean, 18's not bad, but if we were talking about Devin Booker, we'd be upset, right?
Correct, man. I don't even only so Booker. Let's go with Booker, okay? Booker had a great, fantastic, very good, wonderful, delicious game. He kept this team afloat.
Yes.
He kept us afloat. He was our life preserver in the Knicks water that was tumultuous, okay? He kept us going. He kept us from swallowing salt water and drowning in the ocean, bro. And then everybody got in the act. CP3 got in the act with his heroics. Mikal, Cam. The only person who was hurt tonight, I feel, was Torrey Craig. I feel like putting him in the offense with the best offensive players that we have in the starting role, it just muted his production. He couldn't do anything because Yeah, I think he really is someone you want coming off the bench. But I was proud of him tonight too, man. I was proud of him tonight too. Salty's in the chat, everybody. Say what's up to Salty.
We miss you, bro.
We miss him so bad, man. He's not quite healthy enough, I don't think, yet to be on.
I think he's faking it at this point. He's fine.
Hey, as long as we got him in the chat, that's better than nothing, man. We missed not having him in the chat too. That sucks. That sucks too. But man, where do you want to take it, bro? Where do you want to go?
Let's start with the start of the game. Let's start right from the very beginning. How are your feelings going into this? Like all day, I've been thinking how big of a game this is. The Knicks are on a 9-game win streak. The national media is on them. You said it's a trap game?
Trap game. I put out a poll on Twitter saying, who's going to win tonight? Simply put, Suns or Knicks. 97%. There was like over 30 votes. 97% said Suns. And I just thought, is that really how people feel? Do people really not know that the Knicks are on a 9-game win streak and that the Suns are floundering and that McHale isn't hitting anything and that we don't have Dario and that we don't have Crowder? Do they really think there's a 97% chance that we're going to beat this team? But we pulled through. This feels like a trap game that we won.
I don't know if we would have won yesterday, I would have called this a trap game. I thought this was a game we had to have. I thought this was such a critical game, especially going 3-2 on the road trip. Utah and the Clippers coming up. This was a must-win game in my mind.
Correct.
This was a must-win. 11 games left in the season. We're just kind of trailing a little bit, we're tailing off a little bit. It felt that way. It felt like we got lucky with the Milwaukee win. We almost lost the Philadelphia game, still on the heels of that San Antonio game that was just god awful that we thought was a one-off. All those little things kind of creep their ugly head back into every one of these games. So this game was a must-win to me, especially considering are we tied in the loss column with the Clippers? I forget which it's.
We were last night. We were last night.
So they're on our heels. The Lakers could be going to the 6th seed. I don't want to go down to the 3 seed either. This felt like a must-win game that we weren't going to win because of the national media, Madison Square Garden, the refs. You know what I mean? The 9-game win streak, everything.
I couldn't agree more, man. And we will wait to talk about the 2 terrifying games coming up ahead of us.
A lot of games going on right now too, you guys, by the way. So do some scoreboard watching while we're talking. A lot of things have already gone down. Not have really affected us too much, but Lakers are playing tonight. They're
getting problems from Orlando.
The Lakers won, actually, 114-103.
Did they?
So thank God. That is very good for us.
Yeah, you don't really drop too much more, do we?
Sixers beat the Thunder. Spurs beat the Wizards by 3. I saw that going off on NBA TV a little bit. And then the Raptors beat the Cavaliers. So, I mean, Spurs winning, we still play them twice, and we could play them in the first round. It's still mathematically possible. And then you got the Nuggets and Grizzlies.
Score.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
and Clippers are getting blown out by the Pelicans.
How does that happen?
I mean, they did it to us. I'm going to click on the box score. Keep scrolling through. I don't know if PG's playing. He's 3 of 11 tonight.
Yeah,
no Kawhi.
They're sitting Kawhi, so that's what
they were due. And Romp called it, said they were due. They're going to blow an obscure game because that's just what they do. So going into today with the Jazz and the Clippers and the Lakers and us playing, dude, it was a huge game. It was so big. And national media after our stinker yesterday,
I want to say something about CP3. I want to say that because this was on national TV and it was a big deal game, and the way he finished that game looking like Chris Paul when he was with the Rockets beating the Warriors in game 5, game 6.
Yeah.
He might have just given himself a bit of a push for the MVP conversation. He needed a game like this. What did he have tonight? Just 20 points?
Yeah, I felt like they all came in the fourth quarter, though.
20 points. It was all in clutch time. He has eyes on him for MVP this season. This game this could be the game that you look back and say that was when he put his stamp on the MVP race.
I completely agree, and I want to touch on that more. So if I forget later in the podcast, I want to talk about Devin Booker versus Chris Paul CP3. If I forget,
before we get into that, I just want to shout out the chat because the chat's popping. What's up, everybody? Metal Mike, what's good? Burner account, King, Roy, Humble Rumble. Man, I haven't seen you in a while, dude. Good to see you.
What's going on?
Elixity, of course, Saltiest. Gordon, what's up, bro? Man, we got Mega Khalid 121. What's good, dude? Iverson Vlogs might have already said it. Danny Arona, what's up, dude? He says huge difference with Booker and Paul playing early in the fourth. I don't like them both on the bench to start the last.
I loved Booker playing the full third quarter and then going into the fourth. Like it felt like they were Monty was coaching it as a must-win game as well too. I loved how he went about it. I love it.
Let's see who else is in here.
Let's
Aljoy Alfonso, Bo. Sorry, man.
Kenny Perry, what's going on, man?
Johnny GT.
Did you say King and Beef?
No. Sports Chop. What's up?
Did you say King and Beef in here as well too?
Yes.
Man, it's popping right now. You can scroll all the way up for a minute.
It's a great win. Everybody's here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate with you, man. So we talked Booker. We talked the other guys stepping up. We'll get back into CP3 a little bit more. Ayton, only spot I just don't feel like he got enough touches tonight. I would have liked to have seen him get more touches against.
He looked off tonight, bro. Everything just looked off. He was playing no man's land defense. He was just playing in the middle when guys would drive. He wasn't sure if he should step out or if he should stay on his guy, and then his guy just went right behind him, and it was open layup after open layup, dude. He just looked not with it tonight. I don't know, man.
We looked completely gassed. I don't know that he necessarily looked gassed. It just looked like we didn't have any interest or idea of how to defend them.
Let's talk about that first half specifically, dude.
Okay.
Like just starting out, wasn't it 20 to 5 or 20 to 7?
It was
to open the
game. So the Knicks come out and they hit their first 5 shots.
Just boom, boom,
bang,
boom.
bang, 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 bang. Just like what it felt like versus Kyrie yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? Suns, not so much.
Except it was like RJ Barrett and fucking Reggie Bullock.
I know.
Revenge game Reggie.
I know. Get out of here, man. I still remember the day we traded for Reggie Bullock, and I got myself excited. You know I got excited about him because he's mediocre. Okay, so it was first 5 shots. Bridges' law fails.
Thank
Bridges
God.
misses his first 3. And then there was a 5-18 start for the Knicks. The score was 5-18.
Yep.
To start this game.
And then 20 to 7 right after. Yep.
Yes.
So they just came out flat-footed. Rotations were way behind. It was awful start. And I said, if we come out and play like this, we're going to lose. And I'm so glad I was wrong, but we'll talk about the second half in a minute.
Well, they were lucky to only be down by 7 points going into the second quarter.
I don't know how that happened. That was incredible turnaround.
Crazy luck, man. Almost as fortuitous as the Nets being able to trap that 10-point lead that we had and shrink it down into a 2-point lead. It was the same thing. You know? I kind of had that feeling like we were the Nets. I was thinking that in the back of my head all game. Iverson says, I was scared of Quickly. Dude, Quickly is a little baller. I like Quickly more than I like Maxey.
Ooh, I don't.
You don't?
Ooh, dude, Maxey tore us up.
Who do you guys
like must
better
not remember.
In the chat? Quickly or Maxey? I think Quickly's better. I think Quickly.
You didn't even know who he was. I swear to God.
Nope. But he's got more of a jumper, and I feel like his game is further developed than. I feel like Maxey is more raw talent, speed, and get to the rim, and then Quickly feels like he could actually be a full-fledged offensive player.
Can you put on the game cast of Minnesota and Utah right now? There's a minute 38 left, and I'm just watching it over here. Minute 38, 102-97. Ingles just missed the front end of 2 free throws. Stupid ads. How do you miss the first free throw, my man? Your Joe Ingles.
Wait, do you want the Jazz to win?
No, I can't believe Joe Ingles missed that at this juncture of the game.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on this Jazz game. Good call, Coach. Good call. So as we're keeping an eye on that, Ayton scoreless. That was another part of the first quarter being so shitty. First half being so shitty. Scoreless until well through halfway through the second quarter. And it just came through a tip. I thought Torrey Craig was going to hit that up and under layup. That shit was beautiful with that hang time and that English. If he hits that, man, he started doing some things that we didn't like Javon Carter or Abdul Nader doing. He was trying to do step back threes and everything, and it's just like, no, dude, that's not it. And in the second half, I saw Frank Kaminsky do the same thing. When all these role players that we have, other than Cam Johnson, tried it, maybe Payne, probably Payne too. When they try to do that and they're out of rhythm, it's like an automatic miss for us, bro. Have you noticed that? It's true. We don't have a lot of guys that do step backs. It's Booker and Chris Paul and no one else. Sometimes Crowder.
And keep going. Cam Payne can do it because we've seen him do it, right?
And then
Bo Strobel earlier, he said, "Oh no, where'd it go?" He said, "Oh, I lost it." He said, "Quickly, Kevin Porter Jr., Maxey, they're all the same player." Yeah, there it is.
When they play the Suns, right?
Dude, seriously.
King says he likes Quickly over Maxey. I just feel like Quickly has more game. Just more things he can do. Damn you, Joe. Damn you, D'Angelo Russell.
Uh-oh. Gobert's got the board.
So one of the things that really helped to keep us in this game, and I was very angry about it while it was happening, have we ever let someone take more open threes than RJ Barrett?
No, that was part of my beef tonight, dude.
Just how many? I got to look at how many threes he took. I'm going to look on my phone so I don't screw up this thing on the screen.
I have it right here. He took 9.
9 threes.
He shot the most threes, and Reggie Bullock was 8.
I would say 6 or 7 of those threes were damn near wide open.
Ricky Rubio with the steal, my man.
Let's go, Rubes. He wants to help us Sands fans. But yeah, RJ fell in love with his jumper more than Javon Carter. He just loves shooting threes. He will never turn down a three. And it really helped us get back in the game, man, because he was missing a lot of them. How many did he make? Sorry, can you say that again? He made how many out of 9?
He made 3 out of 9.
I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. That is not that good. What's going on, Carson? He says, glad you guys won tonight. Appreciate it, man.
Full timeout with 28 seconds left, up 4. Yikes.
Iverson says he agrees that Craig is a better fit on the bench. Let's hope Crowder's back soon. Yeah.
He's clearly the only dude that can start at that position and not have to drop off in anything.
I also totally agree with you, Aljoy, saying Frank is rusty, so many DNPs. That's what I see from Frank. I just see rust. I'm not seeing a lack of want to or know-how.
Right, but he wasn't a detriment like Dario has been.
No, already better than Dario. Already better.
Interesting how that happens.
I know.
Infuriating, really.
Yeah, Gabe Vaughn, Javon hit some threes tonight. Dude, I was thinking this. I'm so glad I remembered to say this. Do you think Javon might have gotten hypnotized? Because he's acting like someone who's been hypnotized. Like, you know how
the hell are you talking about?
Okay, you remember you remember the movie Office Space?
Of course.
Okay,
so
he goes and he wants that deep, subconscious suggestion. He's shooting like someone who was hypnotized and told that he's Steph Curry. You have just as good of a release as Steph Curry. Now, when you wake up, you'll be shooting just as much as Klay Thompson. And no, your coach will not pull you out. Dude, he's got a hand in his face and Booker right next to him open. And he's like, I want to. Here you go, Book. Book gives it right back to you. Thank you. Net.
And I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Other teams' announcers have switched up their tone. They were saying things like, "Oh, he's really not known for the offensive side of the ball." But tonight, what did the Knicks' terrible, god-awful announcers say? They said, he's
It was
great.
Mike Breen.
He said, great defensively, and his offense is catching up.
Oh, no.
He said Javon's offense is catching. Oh, come on, Rudy. Go Frankenstein mode. Yo, check out the jersey tonight. All right. I had to rep CP3 tonight. Don't out me. I had to rep CP3 tonight.
Okay.
Because look, have you seen him get that filthy with the ball since he was with the Rockets? Like, okay,
the only other time was when Book was out during that 3-game stretch.
You're right.
He was incredible during that stretch, and we haven't seen that until probably fourth quarter tonight. Saved it.
Yeah. I mean, everything was going for him at the end. Like, I really feel like that move that he put on Randall, where he shot mid range and it was just like very high arcing, that midi. Okay,
when he got fouled, yeah, that one. Yeah,
and they didn't call it.
Oh yeah,
and they didn't call it. He lost the ball, bro. Like, he was halfway up through his shooting motion and he didn't even have control of the ball.
Yep.
I really think that's why he put so much arc on it.
He's smart enough to know.
Man, that was nice. We needed that. We needed so many things tonight, and we got them. We got. I want a Photoshop of that movie poster. How Stella got her groove back, and I want Mikhail's face on it. How Mikhail got his groove back. All right, this dude got it all back. The slashing, the dunking, the layups. The defense, I saw a couple of really good interceptions. His Ed Reed impression was back. And then the threes, 3 in a row is nothing to scoff at, bro. That's
especially
that's
with
shit.
The slump that he's
in the clutch,
dude. In Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was absolutely huge. I think Mike Visual put out a tweet that was like, away, Cam Johnson's shooting like 32%, and at home he's 44%, and Mikhail's about 40, 41 at home and away. So It was nice to see Cam Johnson to hit those. But dude, that Booker crossover right to the bucket. Oh, if anybody has that up, please DM at Sons of Valley Podcast so that we can play a replay of that. That was one of the better moves that I've seen Devin Booker do.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns, what are you doing?
Dude, does he know that they should be tanking? Is that what this is?
What the absolute hell? You're giving that team a chance for a 3-pointer. Come on, man.
Kenny says Kings over Mavs. Is that over?
No, that's going on right now. They were the game right after us.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, 20-3 Kings over the Mavs right now.
That's okay. That's what he meant by that.
Goodness gracious, I didn't think it was gonna be like that.
Wow.
All right, what's gonna happen here, man? It's gonna be a Bogdanovich 3. I don't
you
know
already
if we'll make
know
it.
it, bro. You already know it.
It's gotta be.
God, I wish we could watch this live, dude.
I know, right?
Come on, baby. They didn't call timeout or anything, right?
That hasn't popped up.
All right. So who do you think takes a 3? Bogey.
It's the Boger.
Man, I could see Joe Ingles getting the shot.
Did you used to watch Suns games like this way back in the day?
Every game. I had no choice, bro. The first game that
yes, thank you for fouling up 3. Thank you. Good move.
The first games that Markieff Morris got drafted, I remember I was at the mall in like Oklahoma, living in Oklahoma at the time, and I was on the phone with Salty, talking to him and looking. We're both just watching because neither of us could get the games, man. It used to be much more brutal for Suns fans trying to watch Suns games.
Gamecast was where it was at back in the day.
Seriously,
I was doing this,
bro.
I remember I finally found the Arizona Sports 620 AM website, and they had the games on audio there. So I used to sit up in my room when I was in high school, play that, and be playing like GTA 3 or some shit, or Vice City when that was going on. That was how I intook it. It was awful back then.
But it gives you a different perspective, you know? He misses. Oh, wait, are they trying to get the rebound? Did they do that on purpose?
What the hell? This was awful as a Suns fan, bro, or any fan watching a game like this. You have no. What the hell just happened?
They missed it on purpose, bro. Mike Conley missed the free throw on purpose and did a step back.
That sucks.
6 seconds left for us, to get to the rack and get a foul or something, bro.
Never been a bigger T-Wolves fan than I am right now.
I know, man. Let's go, D-Lo.
Clippers just lost.
D-Lo, ice in the veins, bro. We need it right now. Charles says, time to become a Yotes fan. Jesus. If I ever watch hockey, kill me.
Man.
Except for the Mighty Ducks.
Olympic hockey's where it's at.
Salt says the T-Wolves love to choke.
They really do.
Except when they play versus us. They love to steal a game versus us and a game versus the Trailblazers.
That is a killer, bro.
I believe, bro. All right, so they got a timeout. We can talk about other stuff. We don't have to worry about this right now.
So they went into the second half, man, and I still didn't have any hope for this. Like, it just totally felt like they had everything on their side. The Knicks.
Can I give you some stats for that?
Please.
For halftime? So at halftime, the stats that I noticed was Booker had 20 at half.
Yes.
No other Suns starter had double figures.
Campaign had 11.
The only other player on the team that had double figures was Cam with 11. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was saying. Campaign.
That's what you were going to say?
Yeah.
That's what I took at halftime. I'm looking at halftime just thinking, Jesus, like, I guess at least Book is back. Book is back. 2 games in a row. We had 36 last night, 33, 34 tonight.
33.
He's back.
Look, when he goes on 2, 3, even 4 games, you let it slide. The 5th one, you're like,
shit! Let's go! Let's go!
Give me that.
Oh shit! Wait, it says it's a 3-foot shot. I thought it meant 3-point shot. Jesus, did he have to do that so early in the shot clock?
In like 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds.
They wanted a rebound. They wanted a chance to get a rebound.
Yeah, especially with Cat there. Anything can happen, man.
Salty, Salty. D'Angelo Russell just hit a 2-pointer. They're up by 1.
So when Booker goes on his funks, man, we give him 3 or 4 games. The 5th game, you question it. The 6th game, you're like, WTF. The 7th game, you're like, okay, bro, what the absolute hell is going on? Like, you need to fix your shit. You're our superstar. And then he comes out of it. That game yesterday, I thought he looked completely different against the Nets, don't you? I mean, stats-wise, yeah, he looked different. He looked like he was on a mission. And then tonight, after everything was going the next way, dude, we got downhill Book, and it was fun to watch him play.
Roy, stop pointing out that this is an Oubre jersey. No one knows it's an Oubre jersey, and no one cares that it's an Oubre jersey. Just tell yourself it's a Chris Paul jersey and shut up.
All right. We've got the guys coming in, so it's going to pop up any second. What's it going to be? Who's taking
the shot? Who took the last one that they made?
Conley.
Well, he's got the hot hand, and they only need 1 point. Please don't do this to me tonight. Just let me have one good night.
I want to know how he missed that. How did he miss that shot and get the offensive rebound? Did he like miss it one way on purpose where Rudy was so Rudy could tip it?
Okay, I thought that was a shot going up. Of course, they bring front running ass Clarkson in.
Do you think he's that good, or is he just having a year? Because I think he's having a year.
I think he's in the right offense. I think he's in game. Let's go. Oh, baby, let's look at the standings. You think the standings
give it a minute. Give it a minute. The Lakers lost, the Clippers lost, the Jazz lost.
And we went in and beat the Knicks on a 9-game win streak. Hey, shout out to Knicks fans. If any Knicks fans see this, if you're a cool Knicks fan, and you're a good guy, a cool guy. You know, we're here. We're cheering for you guys. We're excited for you. We're happy that you guys are storming the streets because you guys are winning. You know, we see ourselves in you. But coming in on Bleacher Report and Twitter and Facebook, you know, the Knicks fans are annoying, bro. This is the first fan base that I feel like I have actual beef with. They wouldn't stop talking shit, bro. Chill, Knicks. Know your place. Know your place.
They think their place is at the very tip top.
It ain't.
Echelon.
It's not.
Like, I'm sorry, New York fans, just because of Rucker Park does not mean the Knicks are the mecca of basketball.
I haven't won a title since 73. That's damn near as bad as ours.
The city can be the mecca. Your players, your underground players, your courts, you know, that whole thing. Sure, you're the mecca of basketball. Not when it comes to pro ball. Y'all were goofed on by Pixar in the movie Soul. Come on. Rutgers basketball is a joke too, man. That's college. Syracuse won it with Melo, but Syracuse has been pretty good with that one coach, but all they do is play zone defense. So it's not like they're the mecca of the ACC or anything either.
I'm texting Salty. Sorry.
You should be. But I want to hear from you guys what you think happened in the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
Thanks, Carson. We'll see you, bro. Sorry, he's
thanks, bro.
Sorry. So what was your question?
What happened in the third and fourth quarter? This team looked completely different. They flipped the switch, and they outplayed them every step of the way in the third and fourth quarter. What happened?
Coach, it felt like a good old ass ripping at halftime.
I hope so.
I bet you Monty was livid. You see Monty pulling his mask down a couple times during the game, screaming. I don't think I've ever seen him pull his mask down before. I could be wrong, but I don't see him pull his mask down a lot. I mean, he was pretty amped up in that first half and pissed about some calls, pissed about the defense we were playing. I bet he went in there and told him, listen, you don't play defense, I'm pulling your ass. I'll put sticks in for Christ's sake if you don't play defense. And they're like, whoa, shit, you'll put sticks in? Oh, he's serious, guys. He's serious. That's what I think happened.
They went out and they bossed it tonight. Oh, my God. I just saw what happened on the D'Angelo Russell with 4 seconds left. No, I got it on a different machine, sadly. He was just wide open. I just retweeted it, so you might be able to see it on Twitter if you've got that open anywhere. Okay. That was awful. Good God. No wonder.
So this was for the loss?
Yeah, bro, I got to say, though, I remember when we started the podcast and going through even halfway through the season, we were very analytical about this team. We're throwing out X and O's, reasons why here, there. The past 10 to 15 games, my coaching hat is off, and I am just a straight fanboy now. I am completely irrational. I am getting mad at the dumbest things again. I am standing up and yelling and having to go in the back room because it's scaring my son now.
Bruh, I know.
Did you see that? Look at this. Yeah, dude, look at that. How do you let that happen?
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
I want to know what the last play was that they missed on.
Crazy. But are you feeling that way about the Suns too? How you're just kind of taking off your podcast hat and your analytical hat, and you're just like, you and I were pissed yesterday, bro. We haven't been that pissed all year.
I was heated, but I was more heated at the refs because yesterday I felt like I don't have kids yet. But I feel like it's when you watch your kid play and they're doing everything right and the referee is just a piece of dog shit. Like, I feel like these Suns are my baby boys, man. Like, these are my spawn, or they're all my dad or something. Like, I'm watching my dad get wronged on the court, bro. It's just, I was angry yesterday because they were doing everything right and the refs beat them down until they couldn't take it anymore and they gave in.
Here's a tidbit at halftime. Booker said the Suns kept talking to McHale and Cam Johnson during the game and at halftime just to keep shooting. Never lost faith despite their struggles on this road trip. You love to see it.
So same thing with Cam going 0 for 7. They told Cam, you are one of the best shooters in the game alive right now.
Best on our team.
Shooting. Because Salty texted me, and he said, Cam Johnson 0 for 6 from 3, LOL. And I said, he needs a mask. He needs his mask back on. It feels like he doesn't, like his depth perception has changed now that he doesn't have that little bit of a visor. And then I said, Cam just said, shut the fuck up, salt dick. And that was after his third 3. And he just said, LOL. But yeah, hey, in the chat, man, what's going on, Tanner? Let's see, anyone new in the chat here? Tanner, what's up? Carson bounced. Salty was just texting me, and he said some salty ridiculousness. He just said that the podcast is better without him, to be honest. So could you guys please just correct Salty? Like, how awful? It's not awful. It's not awful. But it's not as good as with Salt, dude. Like, we need Salt bringing us down to earth and giving us that professionalism. I mean, the dude is like one of the best podcasters I can even think of. And I watch every podcast, bro. Every podcast. So, yeah, man.
That dude, I've got to say, I got to comment on that. Salty, that right there was probably the dumbest thing you've ever said.
That's his worst take.
That is your worst take I've ever heard.
He's probably high right now. He probably had to self-medicate himself.
He's on the not the Vicodins, the stronger stuff. I can't remember what it's called.
He just needs to do one thing.
Stay off the damn weed.
Okay, because that's where that take is coming from. I know from experience, bro.
What an idiot. What kind of idiot says such a thing?
Golly.
Good God.
Anywho. All right, man. So we got some good wins tonight from other teams. We got a good win. Anything else you have? I'm looking at my notes here. I think.
Who has the damn Devin Booker crossover? Who has that? I'm scrolling all through Twitter looking for that crossover. Oh, there it is. I'm retweeting it right now, so you should be able to find it. Oh my goodness.
So guys, in the chat, hit yes or hit a Y for yes, and for no if we should add this to the Champs is Here intro.
That's one of the better ones. Reggie Bullock is ass. Oh. You know, that's another thing that pissed me off about this game is that we were letting RJ Barrett, Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock do work on us tonight, dude. It's one thing if Julius Randle's going to go out and drop 45. We were letting these dudes do work on us. We were getting exposed. I was on Twitter slandering everything. I was getting pissed off.
Bro, you're low-key almost as salty as Salt. Can we call you Salt Jr.? Would that be offensive?
I promise you, before I started coaching, I was worse than him. I promise you.
Really?
I promise you.
You kind of are a Salty Jr.
I promise you. I'm just as bad, but I've toned it down recently. Thank God I did, because it's one of the better things I've seen. You got to full screen it. Oh, refresh.
Come on, baby. Come on, Twitter. Don't do this to us. Don't do this, Jack Dorsey. Here we go. I'm gonna just put this on a loop.
And then he pulled up a little bit on that. I love it. We need to find one with better quality, which we will.
And that was on Bullock. Man, I'm gonna just let that play a few times. Comes. You know who I've first seen do that move is Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you mean Allen Iverson? I remember Iverson doing that same thing, but it was layups.
Kevin Durant does this move with his back to the basket, okay? He does it with his back to the basket. He goes behind his back, turns to you, and then crosses you up. I guarantee you he stole that shit from Durant.
Minnesota Timberwolves are 3-0 against the Jazz this season.
Wow. Jazz are frauds. Hey, Utah. You're a fraud.
I get with fights on so many as fans.
Roy says assistant coach Salty Jr. We got to keep working on that moniker. We got to get some sort of picture of Salty holding you like you're his toddler son. I don't know. Feeding you salt.
Jesus.
I love the imagery.
Standings are updated. Pull them up.
All right.
This is great. We are one win away from clinching.
Clinching what though?
A playoff position. Look at that.
Feels good.
And Dallas needs to lose. Dallas needs to lose, bro. So hard. They need to lose so hard that it hurts.
Salty made a good point here. He says, watch till T-Wolves get the number 1 pick. They'll be nasty. Shit. But they've been going through that for a decade, man.
Yeah, but I think they need to get rid of D'Lo, personally. I don't think that's going to work with him. That's just my honest opinion.
I'll take D'Lo.
But Cat and Ant, that's the truth right there. Wow.
And
So what sticks out to you right here?
In this standings?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first thing I think of is Blazers Uprise. What's good? Because we might be dual streaming with Blazers Uprise if things end the way they are.
Not if they keep doing their shit on Skype.
Nah, we'll figure that out. We'll definitely figure out a dual stream. But man, okay. When
Jazz record is not updated. That is good to know.
When I was like 18 years old, my Cornhuskers played versus USC. Now this was like right after Reggie Bush went, and so USC was still like
be right back 1 second.
On fleek. Go ahead. This is college football I'm talking about. So USC Trojans versus the Huskers. The Huskers had, I believe at the time, we had the quarterback that came from Arizona State. Keller. I think his name was like Sam Keller, Helen Keller, something like that. Salty, correct me if I'm wrong. And I was so excited because we're playing USC, and it's like, well, maybe we have a chance here to get an upset. The Huskers were winning by it was 3-0 in the first quarter. And I remember I went and I took a screenshot with my camera right up at the TV just so that I could remember what it looked like to see Nebraska beating USC. It was like, I just want to savor this moment because I know it's not going to last. I felt like that in the beginning of this year when I was looking at these standings, folks. I'm looking at these standings saying, should I take a picture of this? Because I haven't felt this way in a long time, and I don't want this feeling to go away. And look where we are at the end of the season with, 10 games left? Cheers, bro. How many games we got left, Coach?
I think 10.
10 games left.
11.
We are still on top. We are still knocking on the door. Look, it was a rough 2-game losing streak, but we went 3-2 through a grueling 5-game road trip. 3-2
against the best 5 teams in the East.
The top teams in the East. And if we could have had those other teams on days where we had a little bit of rest, like you will get in the playoffs, bro, I think it's different, man. I think we're a different team.
I just want to see that killer instinct from the jump. I think that will be there come playoff time. But that is not something to overlook either, man.
Roy says, do I use League Pass or free websites? Listen, I would never go into Google, type in a certain website that has ads that you have to get past those ad blockers. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to those, okay? I wouldn't go to those websites and watch every single game for free rather than paying the NBA an exorbitant amount of money. I wouldn't do that. Would you, Coach?
No, I mean,
never.
If it was a big game or something, I might, look into that. But
and I wouldn't have done it the other night to watch the Masvidal fight. to watch him get knocked out by Usman. I didn't watch that on the internet for free. I paid for it, coach. But yeah, no, actually.
Salty brought up a really great point. You remember when ASU beat Nebraska? 19-0, was it, Salty?
Yeah, that was when the Huskers were really good too, right?
Oh, yeah, we kicked your guys' ass. But nobody really brings up the year before when Nebraska kicked our ass like no other, which I talked to some of the former Sun Devil players from that era. They're on Twitter and stuff too, really cool dudes. And they said, that game was the first time they really felt demoralized was the year before in Nebraska when we lost like 56 to like 8. I don't know what the score was. And they remembered that all through the offseason. And they remembered that game, and that's what pushed them to go to the Rose Bowl that year. Unfortunately losing to fucking
I
David
always
Austin,
like ASU. I always like them. I like their uniforms. I like their style. I love, obviously, Tempe more than maybe any place on earth. But how do you recruit guys to come play football at a place that feels like you're in Iraq? You'd have to have those kids come in during the wintertime, right? Oh, that paper game? That paper chase?
It's amazing to me. That's why I love college, man, that a team like Nebraska Cornhuskers can be a national powerhouse. Oklahoma Sooners, what happens in Oklahoma? Nothing. You know what I mean? And then Kansas being a good basketball program. What else is there to do? Like, I know coaches.
Ohio State. Make it rain Escalades, bro. Terrell Pryor, how much money you need?
Mississippi, Arkansas, when they were good way back in the day. I know coaches at the Division II level, when they recruit, one of their pitches is, because they're in a small town or something, we have a Walmart that's open 24/7.
No, it isn't. Shut up.
You want to bet? That is a pitch for, I know, Division II college basketball coaches that work in some of these small ass towns. One of their pitches is, come to our school. We have a Walmart that's open 24/7. If you go to North Dakota, you're not going to have that.
That's true. If you go to Oral Roberts, you ain't going to have that.
Hey, we're off topic anyways.
It's fine. It's fine. So let's look ahead, bro. I'm ready to look ahead. Can we please look ahead? I'm dying to look ahead.
I don't want to leave this game.
I know. What else do you got? You got anything else?
National media game, NBA TV against the red hot Knicks. Like, we fucking went in there and we snatched that game away from them with players out, with playing like dog shit. It was just the turnaround was magnificent. It was so wonderful. It was so wonderful
needed
to watch.
For so many of those players individually too, man. They had to get their minds right before they go up against the Clippers and Utah again. Bro, can we break the Jazz's back? Can we sweep them this year?
I would love to do that.
Is that if we no. See, that's not going to be the biggest game of the season. I was going to say, would that be the biggest game? Because the biggest game of the season was when we played the Jazz last time we played them, and we were 1-2. Or do you think this carries the same weight?
I almost think that this Clippers game might be a little bit bigger just because of the context of it.
You're right.
Not beating them yet. They're right behind us. It's one game. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm wrong all the damn time. This could be the biggest game of the year coming up. Is it on national television? I don't remember.
I'm certain it is.
Damn it. It's on ESPN again.
So I think you're right. The Jazz game is now not as important. It's LA. It's LA. We have to beat LA.
If we lose to the Clippers, though, the Jazz game becomes even bigger than the last one, right?
I expect. See, last time we played the Jazz, I expected to beat them and I called a win, but I was much more scared of them. They don't have Donovan Mitchell. We have to beat them.
Facts.
Okay, and it's expected. This time it's expected.
Well, same with if they don't have Kawhi.
LA has our number. I hope they play Kawhi and I hope they play Paul George because we have to see how we match up again. I really mean that this time. I am the person who usually takes the easy way out. Okay, if you're going to tell me that Kawhi isn't going to play, I'm usually very happy about that. Terrific. Let's go get that dub. But no, this is the one team we actually have to prove to ourselves that we can beat. Because if we prove to ourselves that we can beat the Clippers
full strength,
then we will believe that we can beat anyone. And we should believe that.
I'm looking up the injuries to see where we're at right now to see if he should just be day to day.
Who's that?
He will be reevaluated in 1 week from the 20th. What day was the 20th? That was 4/20. That was last Tuesday. So he's going to be reevaluated tomorrow, according to the injury report. Kawhi will.
Good. Put him in there. And
Pat Bev has been out since the 21st. Serge Ibaka was not going to play tonight. So we'll have an update on him too. Yeah, I want them at full strength, my man. And then, did you see LeBron James running wind sprints and stuff and getting ready? And Dennis Schroeder said he's close.
Bro, Skip Bayless was like, I'm pretty sure I run harder than that. I don't know why anyone's worried about that. It's not like he was even running that hard. But
out of context, that could have been his warm-up jog. Out of context.
But he puts a video up that's like, a storm is coming. And it's just him lightly jogging. Like, come on, dude. Everyone needs to be scared of LeBron, but honestly, bro, he needs to come back when he's healthy.
So Donovan Mitchell will not be playing. He will be reevaluated in 1 week from the date of April 24th, which was Saturday. So he'll be reevaluated this coming Saturday. So he will officially not be. I mean, I guess not officially, but it's looking like he's not going to play.
I'm fine with that because mentally I'm past the Jazz, and I already know we can beat them. I already know we own them. You suck, Utah. Deal with it. You're frauds.
Better not turn into a trap game where Bogdanovich goes off for 38 and hits like 7 for 7 3.
Shit.
Yeah, man. All that matters is the Clippers, man. That's all that matters right now.
I just got a update. Tyrese Halliburton signs a shoe deal with Nike. When do you think Styx' shoe deal is coming through?
It's going to happen with Puma in the year 2028.
I like that.
Followed by Javon.
I like that you said Puma, and I like that it was so far in the future.
Followed by Javon Carter's New Balance deal in 2029.
Javon Carter deserves a New Balance deal. Don't hate on New Balance. They're up and coming, bro.
Isn't he like the perfect New Balance spokesman for the NBA? He would be perfect for that.
No, I think he's better, honestly. He's better for And One. Because remember, he used to wear those And One shoes that were
Javon Carter And One.
Yes, he wore And One shoes to start his career with us. Remember, he would wear one black one white one, or like one green one white one. Those were And One shoes, bro.
I used to love And One.
Dude, absolutely. We should watch some And One stuff in here sometime during the off season.
I had some players working out with Hot Sauce down in Atlanta, and I went to a couple of the workouts, and that dude was putting them through some
Hot Sauce was my favorite player. Are you guys old enough, man? Did anybody watch the And One mixtape tour? If so, Cadillac.
Nobody can mess with Caddy.
Bro. And of course, Professor. I have a Professor video.
Professor he has some of the sicker handles too, but Hot Sauce was it, man. It was Hot Sauce or nothing. Skip was cool. I love Skip to my Lou Rafer. Yeah, but it was Hot Sauce, man.
Ayo. I just want to be the guy who gets to walk on the court while someone's ISOing and be like 2 feet away from like, oh shit,
bro. Oh. I was this close to asking to play Hot Sauce 1-on-1 because I know
4 ankles apart.
I wanted to see how good it was. Like, you see it on TV, it's one thing. I wanted to step in front of it and see how fast that actually is. But I had like 3 or 4 players there that were working out with him, and I didn't want to get shown up in front of them.
You should have done it. You should have just gotten cooked.
Just one time I wanted to do it, but no, man, that man works. Yeah,
man. Those were the freaking days, man.
Each-one more gonna sign with penny loafers.
Man, poor Each-one more, not getting any minutes now.
Campaign stepping up, bro. If he gives us 11 off the bench and that hustle and that play that he did, I mean, what you can't ask for anything more, dude. He kept us afloat too. Without campaign in that first half,
So
even with Devin Booker, we'd have been sunk, bro.
do you still feel like campaign doesn't have the talent to be like a starter?
Absolutely.
You don't feel like that? Chat,
He doesn't have. He has the talent. He doesn't have the consistency at all.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not a true playmaker.
I mean, I don't think that he can necessarily come in and do what CP3 does, even on like a smaller scale. You know, he really is more of just like a scoring point. Him and Javon Carter, neither of them really fill that playmaking build that we need when Chris Paul goes down.
I truly believe in the offseason, we need to look at a better. I want a player like DJ Augustine. I don't want him specifically, but I want a taller player with his consistency and his just knowledge and wherewithal, you know?
Is it possible that Ricky Rubio is old enough next season that we can get him
can't
back?
hit shots, man. I don't want
back up.
I want somebody that can hit shots coming in.
So, guys in the chat, who do you want as our backup point guard to replace CP3?
Oh man.
I want to know. I want to know what people are thinking. Roy says TJ McConnell. I wouldn't hate
McConnell.
I don't hate on TJ McConnell.
I would want him or Ish Smith, or there was somebody else.
You'd rather have Ish Smith over Campaign.
I told you that's my obscure NBA player that I love for no reason.
Oh my! You should be banned from talking basketball.
Thank you, P Dog 006. Thank you.
What, does he agree?
Yes.
Kevin Porter Jr. Bo says, I don't know if
Alfred Payton.
Bro, Alfred, man, he was supposed to. He
looks different.
He does.
Looks completely different, though.
I think his haircut helped him, and I think Cam Johnson needs to do the same thing, bro. You got to cut that fro, man. It doesn't even look good. Like, really I had doesn't. A fro. I had a fro bigger than that in high school, and I didn't want to listen to everybody when they told me I needed to cut it. And cutting it was, well, then it started growing and thin, and I had to get rid of all of it. But you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't it seem like it gets in the way of his shooting?
It just doesn't look natural.
It doesn't, man. Wouldn't you want that? Maybe pull braids. Remember when TJ Warren went with braids?
Remember when like, Ayton had braids in the beginning of the season?
For one game, those doo-doo braids. I loved them, man. I wanted him to keep those little braids. Remember when TJ Warren got braids and then found his three-point shot immedately? That's what I think happens.
Facts.
So I want to show you this, man. Won't show too much of it necessarily, but we were talking about One, and this video, dude, got me the other day. I was dying. They had Professor.
Oh, dressed up as Spider-Man. I love this video.
Spider-Man and come in and do some straight up like Spidey-looking dribbling moves.
This was my shit.
And yo, this Spider-Man suit is like legit. Like it's all meshed together. There's no like seams and shit. It looks like the real deal.
And you know have to do a move.
You know this is their best player on this court too that they put up against him.
Were you the type of dude when One came out that you were trying to bop it off of people's heads? Because I was totally doing that, and then I would pull the move where I'd over the players behind the back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like over them and then bounce it, and then
I can still do that. You remember those Nike commercials? You know which ones I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
The ones where like Kevin Garnett's spinning it on one finger and then he passes it to Kobe and Kobe's dribbling behind his back. That shit was so dope, dude.
Yeah, man.
Good old days, man.
Yeah, I loved all that shit. I soaked it up.
Berger says he's trying really hard not to look at Spidey's butt. Well, that's going to be your burden.
Well, good for you.
To deal with, Burner. I mean, is this our backup point guard?
How did he never get a call? Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he was doing his thing. But how didn't he? I mean, he's just one-on-one. But dude's shot was always silky. I remember when they found him, like it was in Detroit or something like that, when they did the One tour one summer and they went around and they just found him and he just cooked everybody.
They did it every summer, man. I was a little bit too young, you know. I really wanted to be in it so bad, but you know what my name was going to be?
Yo, hold on, everybody. What was Gabe's name going to be in the And One mixtape tour?
Yes, my And One mixtape name.
I'm gonna say "Hang Low" like your balls. Hang low was gonna be your name.
Did you have one?
No, I knew I was never that good.
So my name, this is so stupid, bro, but I stand by it. I came up with this as a kid, right? My name was gonna be the Lobstar, right? And my logo was gonna be a lobster. And after I threw alley-oops, right, the Lobstar. So I'm throwing mad lobs, right? And then I'll walk up the court like a lobster. Come on!
Oh my god.
That is amazing. Roy says, "Fat boy Gabe, burner never bald,
Young taco, white caramel,
never bald,
Lobstar."
Oh,
hey, Burner's feeling it. If Burner's feeling it,
right?
Right.
The Lobstar. I had my own like little logo, a lobster. Like
You have to share that with us sometime.
It would have been so good, but I was too young, bro. But I think never bald is 10 times funnier.
We are all gonna be doing that now. Shit. We're gonna do the Lobstar,
right? Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ! All right, man. Thoughts
on the
Clippers? Thoughts on the Clippers coming up? Win or loss? I'm calling a juicy win. I'm calling a juicy win. Yes. And I called a loss versus the Knicks, so it shows that I'm not that biased, right?
Salty, if you're still in here, bro, can you give us a definite win or loss versus the Clippers? Oh man, see, here's my issue. I want to call a loss because I just feel like the Clippers have our number. But
momentum's a motherfucker, though.
You're right, and that's exactly why I want to say that we win because we got our groove back, bro. We got our groove back. Not just a couple of us, all of us. Who needed it back?
The Booker team needed it. Mikhail, Cam.
Cam needed it.
Chris.
They all got it.
Ayton sure didn't, but he can get his the next night. That's fine. Yeah. We needed our shooters back. We needed what made the Phoenix Suns again, and they got that tonight.
I'm calling a win, Coach.
Good shit, man.
Do you guys got a so Roy says a big dub. What do you guys think? Be honest. Like, we don't judge in this podcast, in this group of friends. Like, we don't judge. If you're saying it's a L, we're not going to sit here and ostracize you like you're some hater. Like,
that could happen still.
We want facts. Like, we want to know, like, what do you really, really think? Elixity says a win, a close one. That's a fair bet. If it's a win, it's going to be a close one.
I'm going to say in the 6 to 9 point range.
6 to 9 point win?
6 to 9
so not a cardiac win like tonight?
Maybe with a couple of similar things, but I mean, it was an 8-point win tonight, so yeah.
P-Dog says winners. Burner says it's going to be a tie. I think he has the wrong
116, 108, Iverson Vlogs. 117, 113. King thinks we lose. Dub, but it goes to overtime. Win if the Clips are if anybody's from light out from 3, it's going to be a win though, my man.
King, no like worries. Like, I'm not like mad that you said loss. This is just an honest question. I think you're a Blazers fan. Is that correct? Because I want to know if this is coming from someone who isn't a Suns fan. Like, is this an honest, like, outside looking in perspective, you saying a loss? Or are you a Suns fan? Roy says dub, but it goes to overtime. That's a good call.
Ooh, I forgot something that I wanted to talk about real quick. Can you stay on for another 5-10 minutes?
I got all the time in the world, bro.
Everybody's talking about Chris Paul should be in the MVP. I have my own opinions on it, but I want to know from you first, man. Just for the Suns, who's our MVP right now? Is it Chris Paul or is it Book? And whoever you pick is going to be in the national media as a possibility. That's who we're riding with. It's that person.
It's tough, right? Because Book is our producer. Yeah, King's a Blazer fan. Okay, so that's where that's coming from. That's fine.
Thanks for joining us. Too, by the way.
That's fine, King. Like, if he says L, like, I take that seriously. Like, he's not looking at it with Suns colored glasses, like I always do. It's tough. So Burner says CP3 because of leadership. That's true. CP3's stats aren't MVP stats. Let's be honest.
Neither were Nash's.
Neither were Nash's, coach. Okay?
That's not what the MVP is about.
It's never been a team. The MVP never comes from a team that's like lower than the 4 seed or 3 seed, right? So
it's not called the most bestest scoring player award. It's most valuable.
Roy says book. Iverson says book. Roy, is saying CP3. I lean towards CP3.
I do too.
He is truly, in my opinion, like what the Bucks did with bringing in Tom Brady. Remember I said that a long time ago when we only had like 11 viewers?
That was in one ear and out the other. I also remembered you saying like Peyton Manning to the Broncos, and that kind of stuck with me a little more. Granted, the Broncos were a little bit better, but they're coming off of like fucking Tim Tebow. So.
And CP3 isn't washed up broken goods. So it's more of Brady to the Bucks. Elixity, Bo, and King say CP3.
I just feel like
Penny said Nash can get it, CP3 can get it. Great point. There's no Kobe. You're not stealing it from a Kobe this year the way that Nash did twice.
Yeah, Jokic should get it though. Let's not get it twisted. Joker should absolutely get it.
What position are they in?
Yeah, they're 5th.
They're 5th. Are you going to give it to the 5th overall team, or are you going to give it to a team that hasn't been to the playoffs in 11 years?
Who is a better team?
One guy, and
who's a better team?
Valuable. Go ahead.
Who's a better team fully healthy? The Nuggets without Jokic, but Murray's healthy, or the Suns without Chris Paul? Who's a better team?
Nuggets. Because they still have JaVale McGee they can go to, who's the winningest center in the last decade. No one's won more titles than JaVale McGee. They still got him. They got Aaron Gordon.
And I was wrong. Iverson's right. I was wrong. Denver's 4th, not 5th. Sorry.
4th. So he's right up in the precipice of being able to get it. I would agree that I'm just saying my opinion is it's CP3. But I would agree that the likelihood is it's going to Joker. Is that where you stand? Or do you also think it should go to Joker? I
don't know if it should necessarily go to Chris Paul, but I think his value on this team is far more valuable than almost any other player. I think if you take Giannis off the Bucks, they're a fringe playoff team. I think if you take Embiid off of the Sixers, I think the Sixers completely plummet and fall off the face of the earth.
Agree.
So based on my own thinking, I should give it to Embiid, right? But the reason I picked Chris Paul over Devin Booker is because Booker had 5 years to sniff the playoffs, to be in a playoff race at least. He did it last year, and that was great, but they needed things to fall their way. It's not like they were this almighty powerful being, throughout the year. They started hot and then they completely tailed off. A lot of it due to DeAndre Ayton's stupid ass and the 25-game suspension. But Facts. Chris Paul came in right away and it was a difference maker from fucking day one. And he elevated this team from a 9-10 seed to the 2 seed in 1 year.
Say no more, coach. It's going to CP3. King says, I want Lillard to win MVP, and he's kind of laughing, But, King, in my opinion, nobody has a better case than Lillard that's on a team who he probably won't get it because of his record. You know what I'm saying? But, dude, who is more valuable than Dame? All the players they were down, all the players that they had out, and he kept them alive the whole season, kept them in the running. Their coach is just an abomination.
Facts.
And they're not going, in my opinion, to get where they want to go until they get rid of him. I don't think that's anything crazy to say.
And if they don't, Dame's going to leave.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll ever leave. I think that they'll let go of the coach first.
They better.
Shit. Chop will happen all over again. All right. They're in Portland, bro. Antifa will take over the city of Portland, not just 6 blocks. They'll take over even more for a longer time.
Man, I want Trailblazer Antifa to go take over that damn arena.
Antifa, can you take care of Stotts, please? Antifa must not like basketball. That's the only thing I can think, bro.
Hard to believe.
Salty good call. He says, hit the like button, get 30 likes. Please, guys, hit the like button. You guys have been helping us so much in the algorithm. Leaving comments after the game and the likes and stuff. If you guys are listening and for whatever reason you haven't remembered to hit the subscribe button, I know it happens, man. I watch so many YouTubers and I'm not even subscribed. I'll find out years later, dude. Like, holy shit. We appreciate you just watching, but if you have time, man, please hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it.
What a day, man. All those teams losing and us winning coming off
needed
of
this,
yesterday.
Man. This was really good. I think Kiz tweeted, Suns basketball is good for our mental health.
Or like heart health. Or
that wasn't true when he said it, but now I agree. Like nights like this, man, one more could you ask for? What more could you ask for as a Suns fan for this?
A win on Wednesday.
Yep.
A win on Wednesday. Yeah. And Kendall was in the house tonight, by the way.
Was she?
She was in the house. I just saw a picture of her.
Maybe that's why Book played so well. That's got to be it.
Must not have played or went to the game in Brooklyn.
We need to keep her in the stands, not off, Instagramming.
All right, man, I got to take off. My son is going crazy. I'm sure my wife is frustrated as hell that I'm still doing this podcast now, but you know what?
You're good, man.
Suns Nation, 10 more games, 11 more games of the regular season of this. Is this a historical season? Can we call it that now? From where we were to this for 10, 11 years, I would call this a historical season, wouldn't you?
Complete historic.
Whew, crazy.
You know what I heard, real quick, you know what I heard Brandon Marshall say? Speaking of complete, he said, and of course this is Brandon Marshall, so take it with a grain of salt. He's not a basketball guru.
I'm coming, buddy.
He said the Suns play complete basketball.
Yes. And that's what they went back to tonight.
I thought
that's what I wanted to see.
Coach, where can they find you?
At Coach Evan B. I love you guys. We'll see you. It's a late game on Wednesday, man. It's a late game. So we're going to see you late or early, depending on how you look at it.
Absolutely, peace. Man. Follow me at Gabe Von Carter. Suns win. Suns win.
Let's get ready to rumble. Barkley 24. Book on the crossover, gets inside and hammers it down.